Hey guys, it's Sprout here and welcome back to Badlanders. Today, I would like to tell you 8 things about Badlanders. So if you're thinking about playing, or maybe you do already play and you want to know a little bit more of the game, and we'll see from there. So anyway, the closed beta test is ending in 2 days, and everything is going to be erased, as far as I'm aware. Something might be kept, I don't know, but your data is getting erased if you have been playing. Next week, the closed beta test 2 starts in Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Myanmar, and Philippines. If I said any of them countries wrong, I do apologise, but I don't say them very often. And after closed beta test 2, the data will not be reset. So you'll get to keep everything you actually earn from that beta test. So if you are worrying about it, I've just told you. Anyway. So then guys, let's kick off this list now with what is Badlanders. Now obviously it is a mobile game on Android and soon to be iOS. It's very comparable to a Battle Royale. You spawn into a map, you go loot things, and there's other people around who can kill you. If you get killed, you've been kicked out of the game essentially. But it's a little bit different to that. There's no definite winner, there's no sort of kill count you get to where you kill everybody else and you win. You have to literally escape the map to win. But you don't have to kill everyone at the same time, you just have to escape. So basically anything you pick up in the game, you get to keep, and you can put in your warehouse outside of the game. You can bring it into the next match, or you can just start naked again. So it's like it's a very hardcore PvP looting battle royale game. But here we'll go for number 2, guys, which is looting. Now, when you leave a game, if you didn't die, of course, if you actually managed to escape, and you have gathered quite a few things, you go to your warehouse, and everything on this little column now that I'm moving is what you've looted from the match. So you can slide all this out over to the right, put in your bag, or your warehouse, sorry, and all this is your loot. Well, obviously this is all my loot, but your loot might look slightly different, and you can obviously pick any of this you want to put in your main slot. So for instance, if I wanted to put that AK, which I'm dragging there, into my primary weapon slot 2, I can do that. You also get attachments and etc., mags, whatever you want, different grades of ammo, sights, and these little things that let you put other things onto the guns. So basically everything you loot in the game will come to your warehouse if you choose to put it in. Anything you are carrying when you're in a game and you die, you will unfortunately lose unless you insure yourself, which basically insurance, spend a certain amount of currency to insure the item. And when you lose the item in battle, the item will be returned after a period of time if no one takes your item away. So basically, you get killed and say you've got a gun on you, and the person who kills you has got a better gun, so they don't touch your gun. So if you get ordinary insurance, 4 hours later, it will return to your warehouse. If you get premium, it will return 1 hour later. But that's not to say nobody will pick your gun up. You know what I mean? There's no definitive sort of thing you can do to stop that happening. However, what you can do is this slot at the top, the one that's a bit greyed out, you can put one in there, in your safe slot, that's what it's called, and nobody can touch that. So if you're out looting in the game and you find something specifically rare that you want to keep, you can put it in there and nobody can take it even if you die. So you can do that. Obviously, the backpack there takes up 1 slot. Pistols take up 2. Assault rifles take up 3. But you can increase these slots by leveling yourself up, which I will talk about in a different thing. Okay, guys, for number 3, we've got buying and selling. Now, obviously, when you loot things, you can just literally click them like this, go to sell, and you can sell them for some money. But obviously they don't bring you that much back. But what you can do is you can go to the auction house and you can sell things. So for instance, if I wanted to sell this backpack, right, you have to sell it at a certain, I mean, unit price is the lowest current price. So people, you can sell it what you want really, but say if I want to list that for 12 hours, I have to pay a deposit of £10 or whatever, $10, and the service fee will be deducted from the price, so I'll probably make about $2,000 from selling that if somebody bought it. I'm not going to sell it because what's the point? Because obviously the closed beta arrays end and nobody's going to want to buy it, you know what I mean? So anyway, so you have got the option to buy and sell things. You can also go to exchange here, where you can just buy things off the store, essentially. You can also sell things from your backpack in bulk, since if I want to sell them, I can just select one thing at a time instead of going individually. And you've also got Prism here, which you've got Arsenal, Private Arms, Rare Arms. You can buy things off the NPCs for, well, quite a lot by the looks of it. Right, everyone, number 4 is your combat rating, your CE number. Now, when you want to join a match, you've got Newcomer Call, Agent Call, and Expert Call. Expert Call currently locked until closed beta 2, but I don't really have the gear to join that right now anyway. So it does say, obviously, your Newcomer Call you can join with nothing. You can join naked if you really want to do. Your Agent Call needs a requirement of 8,200 CE, and the Expert Call, even though it doesn't say it, is 16,000. So a little bit of an explanation here. If you go to the warehouse here, you see at the top where it says Gear CE, which is 5,772. So that is literally, as you can see, this one, for instance, the tactical boot gives 720, my armor gives 1,110. It's basically all of them numbers added together on your current gear, what you've got equipped. So I put that on, you see it goes up. Everything you've got equipped increases that, so you need that certain combat efficiency to join the different modes. So obviously you have to work your way up. You have to go into the newbie one, you have to loot, and then build your way up to the agent one, and then build your way up to the expert one. Obviously if you do die, you lose all that, you'll have to start again, but that's what type of game it is. So it gives that sort of competitiveness to it. You have to really focus on what you're doing, and it's actually, it makes you so paranoid that everybody's watching you and wants to shoot you. It's actually really, really fun, I'll be honest with you. Right guys, in at number 5 we have the gameplay. Now, the gameplay I can actually relate to games like PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile in the layout. Obviously I've set the layout to the way I like it, but the actual gameplay itself is very similar to other mobile battle royale games in the combat, in the movement, etc, etc. Obviously depending on whereabouts in the world you are, your ping might be slightly higher than other people. Mine is quite stable, I would say, and it doesn't really affect the game that much. Performance wise, it don't lag really at all, if I'm honest. I get a slight latency lag at the very start of every match, but it literally lasts for like 10 seconds and it stops. And I find the gameplay very, very smooth. So that, at least, is very good, especially for a game in closed beta. Right guys, for number 6, I've already touched on this in another point, but you have 3 modes to the game, essentially. This is going to be a very short point. Obviously you've got Newcomer Call, Agent Call, and Expert Call. The difference between them, obviously you've got 3 player, 1 player. I tend to go for 1 player because, quite honest, in 3 player, friendly fire is off in that you can't shoot anyone, but it seems like grenades become neutral as soon as you throw them. You can actually kill each other with grenades, and I have experienced it a few times where I've been killed from a teammate just so you can loot us. So that is one of the downfalls of 3 player. So I wouldn't suggest playing that with randoms. I would suggest playing with your friends or your gaming friends or whatever. Just find someone who you can trust before you go into 3 player. So I generally just play 1 player. But obviously Newcomer Call, low risk, harvest basic resources. And then you've got rare resources in Agent Call, and you've got basically the really rare stuff in Expert Call. You can still find the stuff you find in Expert and the Agent Call, they're just not really as often. And obviously, the higher call you go in, the more difficult the players are going to be, the better loot they're going to have, the better gear they're going to have. Point 7 in the video is the PvP. This is going to be a very short one. The PvP is literally whoever's better is going to win. Whoever's got the best gear, whoever's got the best gear doesn't always come into it. If you have more skill than the other person, if you have better covering, you know what you're doing, you're a bit more tactical, you are going to win that competition. Obviously squads is a different kettle of fish, but one-on-one, if you're a better player, regardless of what guns you've got, you are going to win the competition. As you're about to see in this little clip here, I had a better position than him in the doorway, and he just didn't stand much of a chance. So I love the PvP. It's brutal at times, you do get annihilated, but other than that, it's just very exhilarating. Right guys, last but not least is progression in at number 8. Now obviously you can level up. I'm level 8 as you can see here. At the top there, I'm halfway at level 9. And obviously you get this sort of stats coming in, blah blah. You can see I haven't really done that many, but I knew that the data was going to be reset, so I didn't want to push the game too much. Knowing fine well I would lose everything. But as you progress, as you level up, you have the ops manual here. So basically, in a reward preview, level 2 you get a first aid kit, level 3, level 4, etc. All these different things. As I mentioned earlier in the video, when you hit level 15, you get a safe expansion, so it turns into a 2 slot. Level 20, you get it again, 3 slot, and that's all there is at the moment. You can also, with the materials you gather in games, you can sort of hand them over in these little tasks, and they give you experience and little rewards and stuff like that. Different things to do, list items at the auction house one time to get that. You know what I mean? There's lots of things you can do to progress quicker, because you roughly, unless you get an insane amount of kills, which is very unlikely, you'll get roughly, I don't know, between 50 and 100 XP per completed mission, or if you lose it's more like between 20 and 50. So that is not the easiest way to level up, doing these missions here. So obviously next time I play, if it wasn't resetting, I would want to try and find 3 glass fibers, or 1 more glass fiber rather, so that I can get that 150 experience and the accurate stock. So if you've enjoyed this video guys, please do leave a like and do remember to subscribe. And if you do want to play with us, my IGN is of course in the description. It'll be the same in CBT2. I'm assuming my account will still be there, just how like the level of reset, I'll lose all my gear. So if you do want to add us, you're quite welcome to. I'll play with you if I'm online. And please don't grenade us. Please don't grenade us. But I will see you next week in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.